Today's webinar will focus on the tools to use in order to adapt, decrease stress, and increase likelihood in experience of positive emotions. Why do we need skills? Think about the period since last March till now. I discussed this with a lot of clients as the Super Bowl of distress. What is distress tolerance? It's the ability to sit with intense feelings and negative emotions rather than doing something to escape them. Deficits in distress tolerance are associated with impulsivity, self-destructive behavior. From a DBT perspective, distress tolerance is a scowl. For many people, pandemic is the most distressful period of their lives. I have talked to clients battling anxiety, cancer, bankruptcy, and this is right up there. And I say this so you can validate yourself. If you're struggling dealing with this, there are different reasons why this period is very stressful. First of all is an ongoing uncertainty. And uncertainty is a form of distress. Also change. We experience different work schedules, settings, no big celebrations during holidays. Another challenging factor adding to the distress is the duration. We have questions as how long will last and when we will return to work, gather again, be able to socialize and travel. So rather than just push through, we need to develop coping habits because it's more transitioning to what is. So today, take what is helpful from you from this webinar. Here is a model by Bruce D. Perry that contrasts the type of stress. The chronic and unpredictable stress, when we don't feel under control, leads to vulnerability and it shapes the brain so we are more prone to anxiety, depression, PTSD symptoms. On the other side, we see the positive stress as more moderate. We can control it and it leads to resilience. How we shape our day so we are feeling that our stress is not chronic or unpredictable. How can I manage fear and anxiety so that it does not have a negative impact in my performance? Because in reality we have different states during the day and we need to consciously and effortlessly regulate our states. So we have stress, recovery, pause, stress, recovery, pause. And that pattern, our brain is well equipped to regulate. What's typical is that acute stress builds up because we are so exposed to demands, threat cues, news, and everything gets under our skin. After a long day, we go home and our anxiety becomes contagious. It's affecting everyone around us and our sleep. And how are we going to sleep? The reality is that we will have anxiety and it will affect our way. Some daily essentials: getting enough sleep, staying hydrated, keeping blood sugar stable, social connection, which is the most damaging aspect of our life at the moment. And it's true, we need profound peer support these days. So a few things you can use in the moment are a challenge mindset, emotional awareness, physiological grounding, simple things but not easy. Our thoughts drive the stress and physiological responses we have. When we talk about the threat, stress response typically is through you don't have what it takes, which creates anxiety, uncertainty, fearful feelings. The thought that you have what it takes creates hopeful, excited, confident feeling and a positive challenge. With COVID situation, no one was thinking positively. So we need to find a statement that works for us and use it because it relaxes the nervous system in the brain. Research shows that when we think about the stress response in a positive way, it becomes positive. Mind controls the body and the body changes the mind. Studies show that mindfulness training does help to have more positive emotional and physiological response to stress recovery. These statements, which could be used as our thoughts, we need to use them more often, like my stress response is working for me, I am doing the best I can right now, this is the most meaningful thing I can do, and whatever it is, I will get through this. When we feel overwhelmed, makes our body go on stress alert. And when you actually sit down and take a deep breath, you ask yourself, what are my feelings at the moment? What are my feelings at the moment? Identify them. When you identify them, actually changes the brain activity out of the limbic emotional brain to a thinking brain, which is our prefrontal cortex, part of the brain. So walking around carrying your emotions, well, you know how this is like. So check in with yourself for a quick regulation. Check-ins you can do any moment of the day. It's tuning with your body, feeling your feet in your shoes, your hands, your heart. Changing my thoughts to my body sensations changes the mindset and our blood flow away from the limbic system. If you have few minutes, have a breathing activity. Try this. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How does that feel? We have a longer exhalation because when we exhale fully, we send a message to the brain as we are safe and the nervous system now can relax. Let's talk a little bit about our emotions. What is an experience of an emotion? We talk about identifying our emotions, pauses in our day to build stress resilience. How do our emotions have impact on our everyday functioning? Take a moment and notice. How does it feel right now? Well, I am sitting. Notice your clothes in your body, the texture, how they feel in your body. Take a moment to feel the emotion inwardly. If something happened before this today's webinar, or if you are thinking something that will happen after today's webinar. So simply notice your emotions in your body or sensations in your face, chest, your belly. Our emotions include what happens in the neck up and our facial expression. And actually in our face we have 42 different muscles. Notice that it's not only your words that impact other people, but also vocal tone and expression. So communicating information is important to do a check-in with yourself. What am I feeling at the moment? And come from a place of stability before I communicate. There are embodied sensations, and research shows when people reflect on their emotional experience, they are more able to recognize when their emotions are in their body. When we notice them, label them, we have a space around them before impacting our thinking. And it's important to mention that emotions only last for 30 seconds, and if we're still thinking of them, then we create a cycle of rumination, which is affecting our behavior and the way we see the situation or the people around us. We respond differently to things, make us feel threatened, loss, or sadness. We will focus a little bit on anger and frustration today, difficult emotions to cope or sit with. Many of us are struggling with anger and frustration and the moral injury of working under stress and ideal conditions. It's reasonable to feel angry, frustrated, and irritated sometimes. All of our emotions exist for a reason, helping us move through the situation. The triggers to anger very commonly are being blocked in our progress or feeling not safe. Anger makes us feel powerful. Think about what sadness makes you feel. Sadness feeling makes our body feels very, very heavy. So how can we use anger effectively? Well, we need patience because it's when we need to give the time to relax before we respond. A bit challenging in front of a difficult situation, I understand, but creating patience is like unhooking from the cycle of rumination. When we trigger to an emotion actually happens under 25 seconds. The experience of that physiological response will be immediate. The response area, and that's a choice. All emotions can be enacted in a way that is constructive or destructive. If we have an emotion, I don't want to go to work tomorrow, I don't know what I will face tomorrow, a constructive way to think about it is, I don't know about tomorrow. I can do something that is soothing for me at this moment. And the opposite response, a destructive way to respond, is that drink wine and destroy my quality of sleep, etc., by feeling anxious all night. So we see that we have a same emotion but different responses around it. You have the power with awareness, a constructive way of being, to actually control attention. Be curious, to be open to things as they are unfolding, like what's really going on with me right now. Be present in the moment. Acceptance, it's an engaged way to react. And love is a place to find kindness and self-compassion within yourself. Train your mind to have attention and awareness. In this pandemic, you can use these pillows by Bruce D. Perry research to cultivate yourself. Research shows that if you do this for 8 weeks, you can regulate your integration, which is linking different parts of the brain as emotion, attention, stress, behavior, and thought. And this helps with integration of structure and function of brain, reduction in self-stress hormone like the hormone of cortisol, enhancement of immune function, improvement in cardiovascular factor, and reduction in inflammation. So my message to all of you today is love your mask. Instead of thinking how activities are better without it, focus on what mask does for you. Cultivate gratitude. It's about acceptance. Radical acceptance is the acknowledgement without judgment and in some aspects of reality. When we accept, we adapt. Radical acceptance decreases our distress. And pain in life, it's inevitable. And it's our refusal to accept it that creates suffering. So if we accept, we still have the discomfort, but we have decreased suffering. And this is a state of presence. Thank you for watching this webinar. For any questions, you can get in contact with me via email, or you can visit our website at www.altiusmindinstitute.com. Thank you.